Is it a negative behavior to say to yourself, that person is going to get the negative effect of that action back? Or to wish, I hope this person goes away and leaves me alone? And can these intentions actually affect the other person's life? Um, uh, well, for the first one, I think that depends, because you can objectively say that cause and effect is true. So you see somebody doing something and you could say that that's going to have an effect on them. And so it would really make it about the intention of the mind. If you're saying this thing as a hope for some sort of karmic revenge or something like that, or if it's just an acknowledgement of, yeah, there's cause and effect, and something is going to happen in return for that. And can these intentions actually have an effect on another person's life? I think possibly, in a lot of ways, because if you're even just at the simplest level of you thinking bad about somebody or being angry at somebody when they encounter you, you're going to be acting different than if you're happy to see them. So it's going to have an effect at some level.
Yeah, the other thing that could be going on when you say that person is going to get the negative effect of that action back, obviously there's the potential for anger to arise, the vengefulness, hoping that they cause that harm comes to them. But it can also be more insidious, is this Buddhist conceit, where you start to think of yourself as better than them. Well, they're gonna get there. They're on the wrong path, kind of thing. As in they're lesser than me. So holding yourself up when someone does bad things and you feel angry about it, you reassure yourself saying, it's okay, I'm better than them, kind of thing, which isn't so good. The correct way to use that sentence, and we do use it, is to help us to develop the desire to help that person. Because people will often use it, I think, to, pitying the person and saying, oh, well, they're worthy of our pity, they're so far below us, for example. But there's this quote, never look down on someone unless you're helping them up. It was Martin Luther King, I can't remember who. It's a very good quote. So if you're looking down on someone, it should be because you're helping them up. And that's really that's really the important point. When we say that, we realize that this is where the real problem is. The problem isn't that they hurt you. The problem is that they've created trouble for themselves. They can't create trouble for you unless you continue it, unless you cling to their actions, cling to your experience of their actions. They hit you. Unless you cling to it, it doesn't hurt. But it's horrible for them, and so reflecting in that way helps you think, I'm sorry, what can I do to stop you, to make you not want to hit me anymore? Right? Because that's really bad for you. Like this story of Upalawana who was raped. Was it Upalawana, or it was some? Yeah, it was Upalawana, I think. And she says to this guy, as he's holding her, pinning her down, she says, "Stop! This is going to be bad for you. This is going to cause harm to you." And that's all she said. Can you imagine being in that situation? I certainly can't. And sure enough, when he left the kuti, the earth couldn't support his weight, and he sunk into the earth all the way down to hell, they say. True or not, I don't know. That's just a commentary, I think. It could just be he died and went to hell, but it's quite vivid to think that the earth couldn't support his weight. There's only supposed to be 5 people in the history since the time of the Buddha who have fallen into the earth, who have the earth wasn't able to support their weight. He was one of them. So she was clear in her mind what was going on here and what was the real problem, which is quite incredible. The wish that I hope this person goes away and leaves me alone, that's a problem. This is something that we have to remind ourselves time and time again. You're in the situation, you're with the person, and the way to find peace and happiness is not to get rid of them. It's not. Sorry, to an extent, it's not to be averse to their companionship. There'll come a point where you should say to them, "Listen, I've got to go," or "Listen, it's time. I really should be doing meditation." But you have to know what time that is, and it's not because of your aversion. It's because you know that this is not leading anywhere. This has no benefit. There's no benefit in staying here. But the way to find peace and happiness is to meditate while they're there. I mean, if someone's really just prattling on, just sit there and say, hearing, and look at your own emotions, disliking, and take it as a chance to practice meditation, as though you were alone in your room, sitting on a cushion. Really great, wonderful thing. It turns a horrible situation where you have to sit and listen to these people talk into a wonderful experience of meditation and enlightenment. Because this is part of reality, and it's a very important part of our reality, our interactions with others, and our reception of other people without getting involved in their defilements. So it's a real good chance for us to learn about how our mind works. So yeah, and you'll only feel upset. Even if you get rid of them, you won't feel better. You might feel like good about yourself for a second, but you've lost the person, but you've kept your aversion, you've kept your dislike of them, or you've kept your preference to be alone, for example, your preference to be in quiet. You've kept that preference, and so then when there's more noise, you feel upset at it. So the only exception is when you know that the time is right, and so you've done your meditation, hearing, and then they stopped, and you can really see that this is going no further, and they really don't have anything more to tell you. They're just talking because you're not leaving. Then you tell them, you say, "Look, I really think I should go." But you'll feel that it's now appropriate. It won't be like they're sitting there and they've got lots and lots of things to tell you or something, and they're trying to tell you, and you say, "I'm sorry, excuse me, I have to go." No, but the point being not to do it out of aversion. That when you sit down and meditate, you'll know the right time, and it'll just come to you, and you'll say, "Now is I'm sorry, I have to go," and then just get up and go. But it has nothing to do with, "I hope this person goes away and leaves me alone." That's negative, for sure negative. As to whether they can actually affect the other person's life, Nagasen already answered it in a very, very clear way, but I think there's the sub-context, or the mental activity behind your question is as to whether it has some psychological or telepathic effect on the other person. Now, I've heard that actually it can, and I've heard people say that they are able to wish bad things on others. Some people have this power. I wouldn't say there's anything in Buddhism that says that that's not possible. It certainly seems to be. It could be part of this adhitthana parami. When someone develops this, then their intentions are become more in line with reality, and so they make this intention, and it actually comes true. That kind of thing.